हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण 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 हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि 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 नारायण हरि
चंदन है इस देश की माटी,
चंदन है इस देश की माटी। तपोभूमि हर गाँव है। हरमाला देवी की प्रतिमा। बच्चा बच्चा राम है। बच्चा बच्चा राम है। चंदन है
सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
Jai Shri Krishna. They say that the key to happiness is the reduction of desires. What does Arjuna tell Lord Krishna when he is overwhelmed by faint-heartedness, tenderness, and grief? Today we shall hear how Arjuna shares his deepest concerns with Lord Krishna. On behalf of Parivar, how the yoga of dejection of Arjuna or Arjuna Vishada Yoga has been explained. Seeking the Lord's presence among us and to ask the blessings of the Almighty, I invite Manju Beriwala ji. Manju Beriwala ji, a homemaker from Indore, has a deep interest in spirituality. She joined Geeta Parivar in April 2022 and now serves as GC and Tech Assistant since November 2023. Welcome, Manju Didi.
करेंगे जब होएगा ना। चल जय श्री कृष्ण। वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंस चाणूरमर्दनम देवकी परमानंदं कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरुं। श्री कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण।
Thank you, Manju Didi, for the beautiful prayer. Let us pray for this grace that frees us to do our duty as we light the lamp. I call upon Suman Bagla ji to light the lamp for us. Suman Bagla ji from Hyderabad took VRS from being a corporate commercial director for 30 years. Having joined Geeta Parivar in 2021, now serves as GC in L4 and L2. Prachar and migration teams. Welcome, Suman Bagla ji.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृताम् कलहंसकृतासाम् वरदां शारदां नुमः।
Thank you, Suman Baglaji, for lighting the lamp for us. An announcement. There will be the 31st L1 batch starting from March 1st. Please send the link to all your friends. The moment we have been waiting for has arrived. Let me introduce our main speaker of the day, Vikas Vaidya ji. Vikas Vaidya ji, a Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering based in Pune, owns a small IT company. He is proficient in 6 languages. Over the last 5 years, he has been reciting the whole Bhagavad Gita daily. He serves as trainer and selects and trains trainers. He also teaches and conducts Vivechan sessions as a member of Pune Geeta Parivar. He guides Geeta Vratis for the Shrungeri Peeth Geeta exam and has himself given the Geeta Kantastha exam at Shrungeri Peeth, for which he was awarded the first prize at the hands of P.P. Jagadguru Shankaracharya. It is a great privilege to welcome our speaker, Vikas Vaidya ji. A warm welcome, Vikas ji.
जय श्री कृष्ण। पूज्य स्वामी जी के चरण कमलों में कोटि कोटि नमन। We are discussing Adhyay first. Today we will conclude that Adhyay. Before that, let us start with the Prarthana. Vasudeva Sudan Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna to all. So last time we had covered up to slok number 36. 36 slok was Nihatyadharda Rashtrannah Ka Priti Janardana Papameva Shredasman Atvaitana Tatayinaha. But even then, by killing them, we will only incur sin because they are our relatives. To kill family is a big sin. So even if they are aggressors, we should not kill them. Okay, having said that, now Arjuna goes further. Having pointed out the evil consequences of the war, now Arjuna now dwells upon the sheer impropriety of the war, waging the war. Slok number 37. Tasman naraha vayam hantun dhartarashtran svabandhavan swajanam hi katham hatva sukhinasya madhava. Tasman. Tasmat means therefore. That's why. No, never. Arha is proper. Vayam. Vayam is pronoun in Sanskrit. That means we. Hantum. Hantum is to kill. Dhartarashtran. Sons of Dhritarashtra. Swabandhavan. Our relatives, our friends. Swajan. Our family members. Katham. How. Hatva. By killing. Sukhina. Happy. Syama will become. And Madhava is calling for Lord Krishna. So Arjuna says, therefore, Tasmat, Lord Krishna, therefore, it is not proper for us to kill sons of Dhritarashtra. Tasman naraha vayam hantun dhartarashtran. And our friends and relatives, Swabandhavan. Not proper to kill sons of Dhritarashtra and our own friends and relatives. What and how we can derive happiness if we kill our own people? Swajanam hikatam hatva sukhina syama madhava. What kind of pleasure we are going to derive? What kind of happiness? Sukhina. So tasman nahra vayam hantun dhartarashtran svabandhavan. The arguments against the slaughter of our kith and kin so far given by Arjuna. Arjuna says they are enough to convince us that it is improper to indulge in this kind of destructive activity like war against our own family, against our own relatives. How can we, who are regarded as virtuous persons, Pandavas are regarded as virtuous persons, how can we perform such a heinous act? Tasman narha vayam hantun dhartarashtran svabandhavan. Then further, Swajanam gatam hatva sukhina syama Madhava. Madhava, that means the husband of Ma Lakshmi. Ma is Lakshmi and Dhava, Pati of Lakshmi is Madhava. So that name Madhava of Lord Krishna. Madhava, this mere thought that we are killing our own people has made us so much uncomfortable, the cause of the big pain in us. Mere thought of it, that we are going to kill our own friends and relatives, this thought itself has made us so much disturbed. If this really happens, what will happen? If we really kill them, what kind of pain we are going to suffer? What kind of happiness we are going to get if we slaughter our own people? So the delusion which is born out of sense of mind deprives Arjuna the sense of his duty, because he thinks these are my people, mine. And as a member of warrior class, he should not have done that. But where there is delusion, there is no common sense. When the person gets confused, his common sense stops working. When the discretion is suppressed by delusion, the sense of duty, it definitely gets blurred. He doesn't understand what he's doing and why he's doing that. Everything gets blurred. Slok 38 now. See, the question arises, why Duryodhana does not think this on the same lines like Arjuna was thinking. Arjuna was thinking that we are killing our own people, but Duryodhana doesn't think like that. He is also going to kill his own people. They are also his kith and kin only. So why not like this? So Arjuna imagines this and he explains this, why they are not thinking and why I am thinking, why we should think. So he says, Yadyapyedena pashyanti lobho pahata chetasaha kulakshay krutan dosham mitradrohe cha patakam. Yadyapyete, yadi and api, these two words come together, and ete means they. Yadi, api and ete becomes yadyapyete. Yadi means same in Hindi. If api is even, ete means they means Kauravas. Na pashyanti, they don't see. Because lobho pahata chetasaha, lobho, greed, pahata, overpowered by, stolen by, chetasaha, hearts. Kulakshay, by killing the family. Krutam is done. Dosham is dosh, sins, plot. Mitra drohe, by irritating, fighting against our friends, that is mitra droha. Patakam, the sinful act. So Arjuna says further that even if their hearts are overpowered, are taken away by the greed, lobho pahata chetasaha. Their hearts have been stolen, have been taken away, have been overpowered by the greed. And that's why they say nothing wrong in killing their family members. Yadyapyete na pashyanti. Because lobho pahata chetasaha kulakshay krutam dosham mitra drohe cha patakam. Their hearts have been stolen, have been overpowered by the greed in their mind. That's why they don't see anything wrong in killing the family, in killing their own friends. What kind of great sin is involved in that they don't see. Yadyapyetena pashyanti lobho pahata chetasaha kulakshay krutam dosham mitra drohe cha patakam. We'll take the next look also together. Kadhanadneyam asmabhi papa dasman nivartitum kulakshay krutam dosham prapashyadbhir janardana. Katham means why. No, should not. Neyanam, to be known. Asmabhi means by us. Papat, from the sins. Nivartitum, to get rid of, to retire. Nivartitum. Kulakshay krutam, by destroying the kula, the dynasty, the family. Dosham is the crime, dosha. Prapashyadhi, those who understand this, those who understand, who see this well. Prapashyadhi, that we have seen. Now Janardana is the calling for Arjuna, Lord Krishna. So after having said that Yadyapyetena pashyanti lobho bhavata chetasaha kulakshay krutam dosham mitra drohe cha patakam, Arjuna says further, Kathannadnyemasmavih papa dasman nivartitum kulakshay krudundosham prapashyadbhir janardana. Lord Janardana, we ourselves who very well understand the sinful acts involved in destruction of our own dynasty, they don't understand because their hearts are stolen, overpowered by greed. But we are good people, no? We understand. We are virtuous. We understand this is the sin involved in killing our own family, in killing our own friends. So that's why we should not think of getting rid of this. Should we not think of getting rid of this sinful act? Why should not get rid of this sinful act when we understand? Kulakshay krudundosham prapashyadbhir janardana. Prapashyadbhir. We understand well. They don't understand, but we understand. We are virtuous people. We understand what kind of great sins are involved in killing our own people. So why we should not withdraw from this? Papa dasman nivartatam. Why should not we withdraw from this kind of thing, wherein we are killing our own people? Yadapyatena pashanti lobho bhavatejasa kulakshay krudundosha mitra drohe cha patakam. Greed consists in desiring common sense, his discretionary power, his discretionary strength. And so they do not think about the disastrous consequences of waging the war. And the scenes, the papa that will accrue from it. This extraordinary greed had deprived them of their sense of discretion. And little do they realize that the kingdom for which they are doing such a big sinful act, committing such a big sin of destroying their kith and kin, is not going to stay long with them. It's going to go one day. It's not going to stay with them permanently. And always we should remember that the pleasure of possession is soon followed by the pleasure of, pain of deprivation. We get deprived of what we have possessed. So that pain is unbearable. The pleasure of possession is great, but the pain of deprivation is something which cannot be explained. So this outweighs that pleasure of possession. With the minds deluded by the greed for kingdom, they do not perceive the deadly sin which will arise by destroying their own families. See, a battle causes loss of time, loss of energy, loss of life, loss of property, everything. And people are assailed by worries and hardships. When there is a quarrel between two friends, they turn into enemies. The quarrel turns them into enemies. Two good friends also become enemies. This was the case with Drupada and Dronacharya also. They were friends, but some incident occurred and they became enemies. So now they are standing against each other to kill each other. Friends can turn into enemies. They do not perceive the evil of destruction of the race and the sin that will accrue from the enmity towards these friends. Once upon a time they were friends, but now okay, they are enemies. But there are a lot of people who are still friends. Kathannadnyemasmabhi papa dasma nivartatam. See, though Duryodhana do not perceive any guilt in extermination, in killing of their family, and the sin accruing from the enmity towards friends. Yet, we should resist. We should resist that kind of action from our side. We should withdraw from such sin. Because we know it very well that the destruction of family is an evil and enmity towards friends is a big sin. If those friends cause us some pain, it will not be harmful for us. They may cause us pain. It will not be harmful for us because the pain will destroy our sins and purify us. We'll repay whatever wrong things we might have done previously, earlier. So we'll get cleansed if they give us the pain. But if we have the feeling of malice and enmity towards our friends, then those feelings, that malice will going to stick with us for a whole time, for all the time to come. And that will instigate us to commit sins and lead us to degradation. Therefore, we should not take this action of committing that sin of fighting war against our friends and kith and kin. Now here Arjuna is talking about the greed of Duryodhana and Kauravas. but he is not thinking about his own fault. What is his fault? Infatuation and delusion. Getting attached, infatuation and delusion, the confusion of mind. So he cannot understand his duty because he is affected by infatuation and by delusion. It is a rule. It is a rule that a man cannot perceive his shortcomings, his failings, as long as he perceives defects in others. If you start looking defects in others, then you overlook the defects in yourself. You try to concentrate only on his defects. This is what exactly was happening with Arjuna. He was trying to find faults in Duryodhana and Kauravas, forgetting about the faults which he himself possessed. He feels rather proud of his superiority that he has no defect. While the defect is that everyone generally possesses one or other defect. All of us, we have defects. But being proud that I don't have defect, it's a defect itself. Being proud that I have no defect is a defect itself. So Arjuna cannot pursue his own infatuation and delusion, his own defects, because he is finding fault with Duryodhana. And he thinks he is clean, he is right. Duryodhana is wrong. He is forgetting that he also possesses some kind of defects in him. Okay, Shlok 40 now. Kulakshay pranashyanti kuladharmat sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam krishna madharmo vibhavatyuta. Kulakshay pranashyanti kuladharmat sanatanaha Kulakshay pranashyanti kuladharmat sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam krishna adharmo vibhavatyuta. With the destruction, Kulakshay, the destruction of Kula, the dynasty, family. Pranashyanti, to get eliminated, finished, vanquished. Kuladharma, the family traditions, the family rituals. Sanatana, which are coming since eternal, since age-old. Dharme, of the religion. Nashte, get destroyed. Kulam, Kulam is Kul, dynasty, family. Kristam, total, complete. Adharma, Adharma is irreligion. Actions which are against the religious teachings and principles is adharma. So this shloka says, Kulakshaya pranashyanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam krishna badharmo vibhavatyuta. The danger sign Arjuna is raising now, saying that with the destruction of dynasty, the age-old and eternal family rituals and family traditions will get vanquished, will get finished. And thus the remaining members of family become involved in the acts which are against the religious teachings and principles. They will start following adharma. They will become adharmi. So this is another danger Arjuna is projecting as a result of war. So in these 2-3 shlokas, Arjuna is saying that although these men, their hearts are clouded by greed, they see no sin in killing their family and inflicting cruelty on their own friends. Why should we, who can see the evil in this action, not refrain from this sin, Krishna? With the destruction of family, the spiritual family traditions perish forever. And then the unrighteousness dominates the entire society. Those who are filled with greed, such people end up destroying the entire clan, entire dynasty. They do not heed good advice given to them by their good friends. They ignore the advice given to them. In fact, anyone who opposes their action, he becomes their enemy. They think that why he is opposing my action? Now he is my enemy. He opposed my action, so he is my enemy. They regard him as an enemy. A lot of people who had tried to instill sense in Duryodhana also tried to reason out with him, including Bhishmacharya, Vidur, King Draupad, and then Lord Krishna himself. But Duryodhana did not heed their advice. Moreover, even Dhritarashtra would not understand, as he was so entrenched to his attachment to Duryodhana that he said, whatever Duryodhana does is right. I am not against Duryodhana. Whatever he does is always right. Duryodhana was very dear to Dhritarashtra, and his son's wishes were paramount to Dhritarashtra. So Duryodhana's wishes were of paramount importance to Dhritarashtra. He said that his son did not agree with the advice and reasoning offered by everyone. he was capable of preventing the imminent war. So Dhritarashtra also did not try anything to prevent the war. Now Arjuna says that Janardana, is there a greater sin than greed that has overtaken these men, Kauravas? Their hearts are so full of greed that they see nothing wrong in killing their family and friends. If our entire clan gets destroyed, then that will become an unrighteous act. And with the destruction of dynasty, the long-running family traditions will be aborted. Who will perform? Everybody gets wiped out. Who will perform family traditions? Now here Arjuna is bringing in the context of social traditions and customs, which were prevalent that time also. And he says that every family, every clan follows a traditional path of righteousness, a set of ethical precepts, so as to say. So the entire clan gets wiped out, who will then continue with these moral precepts which are prescribed by their ancestors and that were handed down to them from generation to generation. And these precepts are not new, they are ancient and are being followed in families for centuries, and they will get aborted. Who will bear the responsibility for this kind of sin? Arjuna is arguing that if the ethical precepts handed over by generation together they get destroyed, then that will pave the way for the destruction of religion and righteousness in total. There will be total adharma. Dharma will get destroyed. See, basic ethical tenets or precepts from the they form the foundation of our lives. And children learn this from their parents. Like we teach our children to respect the elders, cordially greet the guests when they visit your house with warmth, feed the birds and animals, give bhiksha or that alms to the needy sannyasi who comes to your place. These are the fundamental tenets that parents impart to their children. Offering the first roti to the cow or serving the elders, being humble to elders, waking up early in the morning, do some meditation, some yoga. These are things which we teach to our children. Of course, there are some parents who do not get up early themselves. They get up at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. But okay, this is about the parents who are following normal Hindu traditions of getting early and following some rituals of doing meditation, yoga. Now, if you have been following this fundamental ethical practice, then this itself will form the foundation of your spiritual practice. Because this will create a good atmosphere within your family if you follow all the traditions which you have learned from your earlier generation. But on the contrary, those homes which are dominated by lethargy, those homes which are controlled, which are dominated by lethargy and inertia, will they learn Geeta? Will they learn Vedanta? Will they recite Vishnu Sahasranam? No. Such homes abound only in the pursuit of material pleasures and wealth. Make more money is the motto. It does not matter how you make it. Big borrow steal, whatever. Big borrow steal, whatever you do. So whether you earn it fraudulently or by bribery, it does not matter. Money is important. So where the family traditions get destroyed, people start going on the wrong path. Arjuna says that the destruction of customary, traditionally followed ethical precepts, the rituals, family rituals, will in effect destroy the righteousness completely. And the society will then be dominated by sin only. So Arjuna continues talking about the consequence of destruction of dynasty along with its ethical precepts now. And says, Krishna, sin and unrighteousness will become the norm of life. The women from such families will lose their virtuosity. They will lose their virtuosity, and then what will happen is the women from such families will become polluted, and it will lead to unwanted progeny, unwanted children. Now, in those times, Manusmriti was the doctrine for all social and religious behavior as per the law. Manusmriti was the guiding principle for all the people at that time. And according to that Manusmriti text, a woman is perennially dependent on a man for her survival and support. Before marriage, she is dependent on her father or brother. After marriage, her husband becomes her protector and savior. And a widow would be dependent on her son. This school of thought was very prevalent at that time, although it was in the same age that Arjuna's mother Kunti had become an unwed mother of Karna by giving birth to Karna much before her marriage. Furthermore, the Pandavas were known by not their father's name but by their mother's name, Kunti Putra. They were addressed as the sons of Kunti. Now, Arjuna's male ego is still surfacing here, and he says that in the absence of men, the women from their dynasty will lose their virtuosity. He is not worried about men losing their virtuosity. He is worried about women losing their virtuosity. Another factor that is relevant here is that as far as the children are concerned, it does not matter much if the father becomes wayward, father goes on the wrong path, it does not matter much. For it is the mother who takes care of the children. Even if the father is evil, as indeed we see in many cases, Hiranyaksha was one example, it did not make any difference to the child, as it was the mother who taught him the path of devotion and truth. So mothers are the main force to train their children on the right path. Fathers may be doing busy in their activity or doing some wayward activities also, but mothers are worried about the future of their children more than their father. And there are so many examples in history where the mothers have taken exemplary care of their children who have grown up such virtuous individuals. Many examples in Hindu Adhyatma. So a woman is complete on her own. She does not need anyone to make her complete. She is complete. Salute to all the women. But this male dominance has had such a deep impact of women, her psyche, that even today there are so many women we find who think that they will not be able to survive without a man's support. They are fearful of going anywhere without husband or without father or brother. And here Arjuna is expressing this very sentiment. He says that if women become wayward and depraved, there will be no hope left for the welfare of their children. Adharma bhivat Krishna pradushyanti kula striyaha strishu dushtasu varashneya jayate varna sankaraha. This is what Arjuna is explaining. That Krishna, when the social behavior violates religious principles and such behavior becomes dominant, then the ladies, even from the respectable families, kulastriya, they become polluted. And when the family ladies get polluted, it gives birth to unwanted, undesired, hybrid generation, hybrid children. What is hybrid children? Varna Sankara. There could be Dharma Sankara. People of two different religions getting married and producing children. That is Dharma Sankara. People of two different Varnas getting married and producing children. That is Varna Sankara. People of different castes getting married and producing children. That is Jati Sankara. People who follow different dressing traditions, like we follow saris or Punjabi suit. People in West, they follow mini skirt and midi skirt or some such clothing. So this difference, it creates a Vesh Sankara, Ahar Sankara. Some people are strictly vegetarian. Some people, they enjoy eating non-vegetarian food. When they get married together, it creates a Ahar Sankara. So Sankara means contradicting people coming together and then producing children. So what kind of habits their children will have? That is the question. Okay, we go to Shlok 42 now. Sankaro narakayaiva kulagnanang kulasya cha patanti pitaro yeshan luptapindo dakakriyaha. Sankar, that such unwanted hybrid children, narakayaiva, take to the hell. Kulagnanam, for those who are killers of the family. Those who have killed the family, they are called Kulagnanam. Kulasya, for the family. Patanti, patanti, falling down. Pitar, the ancestors, the forefathers. Isham, for them, lupta. Lupta, disappear, stopped. Pinda, pinda, the offering of food to our pitar, which we perform on Shraddha day. Whatever food we offer, that is called pinda. Udak, udak is water. Kriya, the action of performing that Shraddha is that Kriya. So Arjuna says, Sankaro narka yeva kulagnanang kulasicha vatanti pitro yesha lupta pindo daka kriyaha. When the families get wiped out, what will happen? This hybrid generation which will come into existence because of different Varna Sankara, Jati Sankara, all sorts Sankara, what we discussed. So this created Varna Sankara, Jati Sankara of the remaining members of the family, it will cause them going to the hell. This is all Arjuna's logic, not Lord Krishna's logic. Gita does not believe, does not support this kind of logic. This is Arjuna's frustration was he's talking what he has heard from his forefathers. This is not the teaching of Gita. He is speaking about his frustrations, that this is what is going to happen. So he says this hybrid generation will cause all of us to go to the hell. The remaining members of the family, they will cause us to go to hell. Including those who killed his family, they will also go to the hell. And the ancestors, the forefathers, the Purvaj of such characterless families will fall down in their position because the family rituals of performing their Shraddha, the annual day when they passed away, that annual day we perform the Shraddha of our Pitaras, our ancestors, our forefathers. Nobody will perform that. Nobody will be left. And these hybrid children will know nothing about all these family traditions. So they will stop doing all this. And when it is stopped, these forefathers, these ancestors will fall down from their place. It is said, how much to believe that you decide, that many families who do not follow this Shraddha, the children getting born in that family, in their horoscope, they find a dosha that is called Pitru Dosh. And then the Pandit will advise you many things to be carried out to remove that Pitru Dosha from the horoscope. Pitru Dosha can cause obstacles in the path of the child of whose horoscope it is. Pitru Dosh. Pitru Dosh comes because they say that we don't follow the rituals of performing Shraddha of our forefathers. That causes the Pitru Dosha. Okay. So Arjuna is saying that Varna. Now here he says Sankaro Narkaiva Kulagnama Kulasicha Patanti Pitro Isha Lupta Pindodaka Kriyaha. Now Varna refers to the division of Hindu society into 4 castes: Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. In those times, intercaste marriages were deemed totally inappropriate. That was the time. But now, see, Hindu culture has changed with the time and we have progressed. We are not rigid that we will not change, come what may. With the time, we also changed our traditions. But that time, everyone took a lot of pride in their own caste. Now, this does not mean that Gita is encouraging the caste-based discrimination. This creation of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra is not based on the birth. There are 2 shlokas in Bhagavad-Gita prominently saying that Chaturvarnam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha. Gunakarma vibhagashaha. Chaturvarnam maya srishtam. In 4th Adhyaya, there is a shloka. Paramatma says the Chaturvarna I have created. Fine, I have created. But I have created it based on guna and karma. What are the gunas they possess and what is the karmas they do? If the gunas they possess are of bravery, a person getting birth in a Brahmin family is supposed to Brahminical culture, but he is brave. He wants to go to army. Let him go. He has full freedom to go to army. But the day he joins army, he changes to Kshatriya. Because his karma will be that of Kshatriya now. Killing the people, killing the enemy, which a Brahman is not allowed to do. He is not supposed to kill people. But once your gunas are of Kshatriya, then you are no more a Brahmin. So this Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra are based on guna and karma, not based on the family in which you are born. Gita never says Janma Vibhagayoho. Janma doesn't decide. Guna Karma Vibhagayoho. In 18th Adhyaya, there is another shloka. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Shudrana Inja Parantapa Karmani Pravivaktani Karmani. Karma decides whether you are a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra, not the birth. Your karma decide. So there are umpteen number of places in Gita wherein this kind of clarification is there. But people unnecessarily blame Gita that we have created this kind of division in the society of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. This is not division in the society. It appears, it is there in every country. Take example of America, for example. There is a military there defending the borders. Yes. So they're all Kshatriya. There is a business community there. Yes. They're all Vaishyas. There is a service community there. Yes. They're all Shudras. And there is a community which gives church services and that Bible services. They're all Brahmins. So this, every country, every society has this division. But Hindus have been unnecessarily blamed that they have created this rift in the society, which is rubbish. Paramatma has said, Bhagavad Gita, Samatma Yoga Uchyate. Following the principle of equanimity is professed by Bhagavad Gita in almost every adhyaya. Samata, 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 equanimity, equanimity. Get equipoised to all situations. Behave with everyone, externally also, remaining equipoised. So when Paramatma is advocating equipoised and equanimity, do you think he will create a rift in the society by creating Brahmin up and Shudra down? Impossible. Paramatma again and again is saying, it is based on guna karma, not based on janma. So this is a misleading propaganda against Hinduism that Gita has created this kind of rift. Gita has never said that Brahmana is up or Brahmana can never become a Kshatriya. He can become, as I gave you an example, a Brahmin person joining an army, he is no more a Brahmin, he is a Kshatriya now. A Shudra, maybe he is born in a Shudra family, that is okay. But if he is doing temple service, he is a Brahmin already. In fact, he is a higher category Brahmin than the normal Brahmin, because he has shifted from Shudra to Brahmin. So his work will decide, his karma will decide, his gunas will decide whether he is a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra. Gita does no such thing that making a rift in the society. So we need to understand what these categories actually mean. So who is a Brahmin? It is not someone who is born in a Brahmin family. Gita doesn't say that. Anybody born in Brahmin family is a Brahmin. No. Our sages have said that the one who has realized Brahma is a Brahmin. How many of Brahmins, so-called Brahmins of today, have realized Brahma? So are they Brahmin per se? So similarly, the one whose natural inclination is towards the business and who is interested in profit and loss and all these things, he is a Vaishya. Shudra is one whose intellect is diminutive and who is concerned only in the body matters. Similarly, Kshatriya is the one who is very brave, courageous and valiant. So these are the gunas of person, not the family. But many so-called religious people, they say that this is the rift created by Bhagavad Gita, which is rubbish, as I said. They don't understand that the real meaning of these terms, what the real meaning of these terms is. What is Brahmin? What is Kshatriya? What is Vaishya? What is Shudra? And they quote this verse, this shloka from Bhagavad Gita to condone the casteism and justify the prohibition of intercaste marriage. Gita has never said intercaste marriage is to be banned. No. So this is very strange to believe that people blame Gita for this. We cannot understand how people keep condemning this intercaste marriage, despite such in-depth clarification given by our people in our own adhyatma, in our own literature. See, there is some relevance, as for example, if a very intelligent person who is, say, highly educated, maybe he has done MS or MTech or some such thing, he is very intellectually refined person. If such a person marries someone who is not all that wise, maybe a small village girl, then who is happy in just eating and being married, then this couple, can they get along together? What matters most is the compatibility between the two personalities, their likes and dislikes. This is what matters the most for a marriage to be successful. How can the caste be a deciding factor? So when we say Brahmin or Kshatriya or Shudra, what we refer is to the inherent nature of that person, By nature he is Brahmin, by nature he is Kshatriya, by nature he is Vaishya, by nature he is Shudra, what? All those personalities, and not the labels stamped on them by the society. So if a boy and girl are having the same inherent nature, they can very well get married. To whichever caste they may belong. But how many people get married depending upon their physical, mental, intellectual, and emotional compatibility? Instead, they go for looks, beautiful beauty. They go for property, and they go for wealth. So Arjuna is talking about this caste system that was even more prevalent and dominant in those times than what it is today. He says that with the destruction of the dynasty, the women of the clan will interact with males of other castes, and the resultant mixed breed children will further damage the society. That's Sankara. This Varna Sankara refers to the children born out of wedlock, especially those conceived by women who have had relations with the men from different castes. And this was regarded as a stigma, blight in the society. It is even now, of course. Arjuna is saying that the impending war would lead to utter disgrace and dishonor, because all such stories will be talk of the everyday ladies getting a relationship with different people and producing children. This will become an everyday affair. Thus, he says, this would be inescapable and the consequences of it will be disastrous if we go ahead with the war. Now let us discuss one important aspect. Karna, the son of Kunti. Before Kunti got married, this was pre-marriage son of Kunti. So Karna was born, he was son of Kunti, born out of wedlock. He was raised by a Shudra couple. And neither Arjuna nor any of the Pandavas, including the Dharmaraj Yudhishthira, ever missed an opportunity to sarcastically remind him of his lowly background as a Shudra. Karna is always referred as a Dasiputra, as a Shudra, Sutaputra, Dasiputra, Shud, because he was belonging to, he was taken care of by a Shudra family. So whenever they would get an opportunity, they would taunt Arjuna, Yudhishthira and all Pandavas. Lowly born one, keep quiet, don't talk. This was the treatment meted out to Karna based on his Shudra background. So you are not fit to sit with us, they used to say to Karna. We are Kshatriyas, you are Shudra, don't sit with us. Further, it is said that Karna was handsome, intelligent man with a very attractive personality, and he was as brave as Arjuna. He too had intended to participate in Draupadi's Swayamvara, but when he stood to pick up the bow, Draupadi got scared and she said, stop. You cannot participate in this Swayamvara. You are a Shudra. You can't participate here. So Karna was given repeated insults meted out to him by Pandavas. Arjuna and his brothers never let Karna to forget that he is Shudra. In this context, it is apparent that the attitude of Duryodhana was admirable. We should appreciate Duryodhana in this case. He regarded Karna as a supremely brave warrior and respected him so. Karna's background, his upbringing was inconsequential for him, for Duryodhana. Whether he was taken care of by a Shudra family and all that, he didn't care for that, Duryodhana. See, the reason that we are comparing now Arjuna's and Duryodhana's behavior is simply to point out, not that we would take Duryodhana's or Kaura's side in Mahabharata. That's not the objective. But the point here is, you will be able to find some faults in Arjuna and some good points in Duryodhana. There are shades of goodness in Duryodhana, as this example shows. Karna, who had been condemned and denounced by everyone, was accepted only by Duryodhana, who befriended him and made him the king of a nearby kingdom. And he had no misgiving in doing so. He didn't treat Karna as a Shudra. He said, you are my friend. So this is also different characters. The shades of characters in Mahabharata are plenty. The more you study, the more you will enjoy it. Every good man has some bad thing. Every bad man has some good things. This is what it shows. Okay, we go to next sloka now. Doshairete kulagnanam varna sankara karakaihi utsadyante jati dharma kuladharmascha shashvataha. Doshai, such faults. Kulagnanam, the destroyer of the family. Varna sankar, that hybrid unwanted children, what we are discussing. Karakai, which are the cause. Utsadyante, utsadyante, to get devastated, to get finished, terribly damaged, is utsadyante. Jati dharma, religious and caste principles, jati dharma. Kula dharma, family traditions and family rituals, is kula dharma. Shashvata is eternal, age old. So Arjuna is further telling, doshe rete kulagnanam varna sankara karakaihi utsadyante jati dharma kula dharma shashvata. By the sinful evil act of those who destroy the family traditions and thus give rise to hybrid unwanted children, all kinds of family traditions and the base principles of caste and religion get totally devastated, get totally destroyed. The trend of Varna Sankar will destroy our dynasty and the communities and family welfare will be demolished. This is what Arjuna is saying. Next sloka, 44. Utsanna kuladharmanam manushanaya janardana narake niyatam vaso bhavati ityanu. Utsanna, the damage, the spoiled, kuladharmanam, family traditions, manushyanam, of such people, Janardana is calling for Lord Krishna, narake, narak is hell, niyatam, always, vasa, is to stay, to reside, bhavati, to become, Anushrama is heard from some elderly people in the family, Anushrama. So Arjuna says, I have heard it from old people in the family, Anushrama. What he has heard? That those whose family traditions are destroyed, they always remain in the hell. So if you have a tradition of performing Navratra, and if you don't do that, then according to Arjuna, that family will stay in hell. Family traditions, family rituals are to be scrupulously followed. These are the teachings from coming to us from generation to generation, and any generation not following that will face the consequences. That is what Arjuna is saying. Utsanna kula dharmana manushanaya janardana narage niyatam vaso bhavati ityanu. So Krishna, it is sensible to become the destroyer of our traditional values. Is it right? The children born out of wedlock will not know anything about our traditional rituals. Then who will perform the rites after death? Then how will attain salvation? If the Shraddha is not performed, if the 13-day procedure after the death is not performed, how we can achieve that Param Shanti? Anyone dies, known to us, we say, Paramatma Uni Sadgati De, Param Shanti De. So Arjuna's question is, who will give him Param Shanti if his rituals are not followed? Arjuna is bringing in the tradition of following the rites and rituals, that is an integral part of norms followed by traditional families. We follow it. It is indeed interesting to see people who are otherwise staunch followers of Vedanta, but when faced with the death of their family member or family, they get gripped by the fear and ask, what rite should I perform now? First day, what I have to do? Third day, what I have to do? Seventh day, 9th day, 10th day, 13th day, what I have to do? Should I offer that pinda, that means that dove balls to the crow? What should I do? So they go to a Pandit and then they consult him. Now, those of us who have experienced the death of our family members, all of us have definitely, must be aware that until the dead body is cremated and for a certain number of days after the death, so many self-proclaimed caretakers of religion come forward and they offer innumerable advices to us. Do this, don't do that. give up these, all sorts of advices will start pouring into you. And after the body is cremated, they say, don't look back. When the body is cremated, it is given to the ashes. They say, walk straight, don't look back. This is the instructions people give. Because if you look back, that dead person will follow you. This is the thing they tell us. So all those who are saying that I am the soul, not the body, they become identified with the body, and that he follows everything. He considers that fellow who is dead, he will really follow me. There are ladies who, one example, one American lady, she said that my son will not perform my Shraddha. So what should I do? So she got called to India. That okay, you come to India, go to Haridwar. There, the Pandits will perform your Shraddha when you are alive. There is a place in Haridwar where you can perform your own Shraddha, thinking that your children will not perform your Shraddha and you will not get Sadgati because they don't perform your Shraddha. You perform your own Shraddha when you are alive. That will give the peace to your soul when you are dead. That is the belief. Now, how much to believe this? Can this be believed? That you can perform your own Shraddha? There are contradictory opinions on this. Take your own call, whether can we perform our own Shraddha. When you have relinquished the identification to your body, given up all attachments, and then in a way you have embraced your death, you have realized that death is the unchangeable nature of body and that it cannot touch the immortal epitome of that bliss that resides within the perishable body, that means your Jivatma. But even the self-proclaimed Vedic people who say we are expert in Vedas, they worry about their death rights. They say that it is what is advocated by our scriptures and we need to follow this. So as I said, it is a call to be taken by everyone. Belief, because we are learning from Geeta that we are nothing but the Jivatma, soul. And the soul is leaving the body and taking another body. So the body is not important at all. Geeta is teaching us. We are telling everyone now after learning Geeta that we are not body. So when the body is lifeless, what is the importance of that body that we follow all such rituals? This is a food for thought, whether we should give so much of importance to the body which is already dead, or we should give importance to that Jivatma who is ready to occupy another body. We don't know which body he has occupied. If you know that and you worship that body, one can understand. But you don't know which body he has occupied. So you can only pray for that Jivatma. But he is already interested in another body, he has already gone. Arjuna is blinded by the ignorance and he is saying that if no one will perform the after death rites, then how will we get liberation, salvation, moksha? Also the children born subsequently will have no knowledge of these traditions of rituals and rites. Their lives will be hell and we too will be in the hell thereafter. So this is all the consequences. These are all the consequences Arjuna is telling to Lord Krishna that this is the result of war that is going to happen. We go to Slok 45 now. Aho vatamahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadraj sukhalobhena hantum svajanamadyataha. Aho means alas, my God, like that. Very surprising and strange that we have decided to commit such a largely sinful act. Oh, but a mahat papam, mahat, great, papam, sinful act. Bata is how strange it is. Vyavasitaya. Vyavasita means decided. Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadrajya sukhalobhena hantum svajanam vadyata. How strange it is that we have decided to commit this sinful act, very, very sinful act, that we will kill our own people. Hantum svajana. We will kill our own people in the greed of kingdom and happiness. Yadraj sukhalobhena. How strange it is, Arjuna says. Aho batamahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadraj sukhalobhena hantum svajanam vadyataha. We go to Slok 46 now. यदि इमामप्रतीकारं शस्त्रं शस्त्रपाणयः धार्तराष्ट्रारणे हन्युस्तन्मे क्षेमतरं भवेत्. Arjuna says, Yadi, even if mama, me, apratikaram, without retaliation, without offering any resistance, ashastram, without having any weapons, shastra panayaha, panaya means hand, pani means hand, panayaha, those having weapons in their hands, shastra panayaha, dhartarashtra, sons of Dhritarashtra, rane, in the battlefield, hanyu means to kill. So Arjuna says, it will be better for me. It will be better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra with weapons in their hands will kill me unarmed. I will be unarmed. I will have no weapons with me, but it will be better that Kauravas, sons of Dhritarashtra, come with weapons in their hands and they kill me. It will be better for me. My goodness. A Kshatriya standing in the battlefield talking this kind of language. To lift his moral from such a low level and make him ready for the fight is a Herculean task, which Lord Krishna will definitely handle from the second Adhyaya onwards. So Arjuna says, without offering any resistance and retaliation on the battlefield, I will prefer to die at the hands of Kauravas, who will come with weapons in their hands, and I will have no weapons in my hand. That death will be better for me. Last shloka. Sanjayam vacha evamukta sakher evamukta Arjuna sankhe rathopastha upavishat visrujya sasharai chapam shokasam vignamanasaha. Sanjaya says to Dhritarashtra that after saying this, that I am not going to fight the war. What happens? Arjuna, having spoken this, evam uktva, saying this, sankhe means the battlefield, upasthe, on the seat, upavishat is to sit down, uttishta, stand up, upavishat, sit down. So upavishat, he sat down. Visrujya is to keep away, putting aside. Sasharam, the bows and the arrows. Sasharam, bows and the arrows. Chapam is the bow. Shoka is deeply saddened state of mind is shoka. Manasa of the mind. So Arjuna says, Sanjay is telling Dhritarashtra that Arjuna, having spoken like this on the battlefield, like what? Like what we have read in last 15-20 shlokas, what Arjuna is speaking of his vishad, his frustration. He is reasoning out as to how it is a futile exercise, a bad, sinful act to enter into this war. Better we draw from it right now. After saying all this, he cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down in the chariot with a deeply saddened mind, distressed mind. So, Arjuna, having spoken on the battlefield, he is now given up. His bow he has taken out from his shoulder, kept it aside, and with a very saddened look on his face, with a very saddened mind, he sat down in the chariot. His legs were already trembling, so he sat down in the chariot. This is the end of first Adhyaya. Now this is, we say, Om Tat Saditi Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayai Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna-Arjuna Samvade Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama Prathamo Adhyayaha. Now we say Shri Krishna-Arjuna Samvade. The question will come, Krishna did not speak a single word. So where is the samvad between Krishna and Arjuna? All other adhyayas, okay, Krishna is speaking, but here Krishna is totally silent. So how can we call this adhyaya Shri Krishna-Arjuna Samvad? There is no samvad. Did Krishna speak a single word? Is there a single shloka coming from Lord Krishna? No. Then why we should call it Shri Krishna-Arjuna Samvade? See, the samvad is not only when both people are talking. When there is a listener and there is a talker, when the talker is being listened by somebody else, that also is samvad. If there is no listener, then there is no dialogue, then there is no samvad. But as long as there is a listener listening, everything that is being talked by the talker, by the speaker, then that is also samvad. And here, as we see, Lord Krishna is a mute spectator. He is carefully listening to all the frustrations of Arjuna, which he has spoken out so elaborately in this adhyay, expressing his vishad, expressing his distress, expressing his sadness. So merely listening to Arjuna is also a samvad from Lord Krishna's side. So it is right to call this adhyay also as Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. Both are equally involved. Krishna in listening and Arjuna in speaking. So this is also a samvad. So this is the end of this first chapter. Thank you so very much for listening to me again today. And now the forum is open for all of you to raise your questions. Feel free to raise your questions. Jai Shri Krishna. Okay, let us start. Anyone has any questions on all the 47 shlokas of this adhyay? Most welcome to raise your questions.
Those of you who have questions may please raise your hands and put on your videos. Vikas Bhaiya will answer.
Suresh ji has raised his hand. Satawalekar. Suresh ji Satawalekar.
Those days, Varna was decided on the basis of karma and not janma. Then why Karna was not accepted as a Kshatriya?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That those days they were more following the Manusmriti. Only Varna is important, not the karma. It is after Bhagavad-Gītā teaches us that karma is important, guna is important. Varna, where you are born, the family is not important. Gita preaches this principle. That your karma and guna are more predominant, more dominant as compared to the family in which you are born. So as we discuss umpteen examples, the family in which you are born, if you are not following the rituals of that family and you are following the principles of other varna, a Brahmin following Kshatriya, then he is a Kshatriya. Isn't it? Suppose a Brahmin fellow, if he joins army and he says, oh, I am Brahmin, I cannot kill the enemy. I am not allowed to kill. Okay, then get killed. If you don't know how to kill the enemy because you are Brahmin, then why the hell you have come to army? The day you join army, you have changed your varna to Kshatriya. And this is the preaching of Bhagavad Gita, which everyone has to understand very clearly. That the work, the karma that we do decides what we are.
You have given the example in my family itself. I am
Oh,
a
really?
Brahmin. I am a Brahmin and my son is in army.
So he's a Kshatriya, now you are Brahmin, but your son is Kshatriya. The day he gets retirement from army and comes and start following your rituals of your Brahmin family, okay, then he again changes to Brahmin. But till that time, till the time he is in army, he is a Kshatriya. You cannot ask him, why did you kill somebody? You are a Brahmin, you are not supposed to kill somebody. You cannot say that to him.
But what about grandson? They are very young now, very small children.
Yeah, they have to follow your principles and they have to be groomed in the way they want to get groomed. Till the time they reach the level of maturity, you have to teach them all family principles. That this is our family, these are the rituals that we follow. We follow Gauri Ganpati in our house, we follow Navratra. Their mind. Now I'm sure even if your son retires and he comes back, he will not be somebody who will not know what is the Brahminical culture. He will know it. He will know it.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Shambhuji?
हाँ जी, जय श्री कृष्ण.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Actually, Bhaiya ji, my question is not related to this first chapter as such. The way you have explained is very nice. I'm very much satisfied with that. But my one simple question is that, what is the use of putting this vermilion on our forehead?
What is that? Sorry, I cannot get your question. What is that?
What is the use of putting vermilion in our forehead? I mean sindoor.
Yeah, sindoor. You see, this is a tradition. This is our Grover Madhye. When you learn Bhagavad Gita in depth, this is one place which is very, very important. Grover Madhye Pranam Avashya Samek Satam Param Purusham Upaiti Divyam. In 8th Adhyaya, when you learn that through pranayam at the end of life, through pranayam, you concentrate at this place, pranayam, do prana here, and then the prana should exit from here, the 10th gate. Then you attain the moksha. This is our 10th gate. In 5th Adhyaya, we say, Navadvare Pure Dehi Naiva Kurvanna Kare. We have 9 doors. It doesn't talk of 10th door, but we have the 10th door here. And if you concentrate here at this place, this is a very holy place of our body. So we worship the God here by putting that vermilion on. And then we do pranayam at the end of life when we are breathing our last. We do pranayam, mental pranayam, of course. Concentrate here and leave the prana from the 10th. The yogis who do this practice day in and day out, you will see some kind of a tumor here. You will feel as if there is some kind of swelling here because they do this practice for years. They concentrate here and then they try to open the 10th gate. So that is why this place is important. And that's why we worship this place.
Thank you, Bhayaji. Thank you very much. I had this question I am thinking for long actually. No one was there to explain it nicely. Thank you very much.
Anita ji.
Jai Shri Krishna, Bhayaji.
Jai Shri Krishna.
I had a little doubt. I just wanted to ask, clear it.
Yeah.
Like you said, ki hybrid children, if they do this thing, Pindadan and all that. So it's not important when the body leaves. It's not concerned with what happens to its body. Pindadan hua ki nahi. It's not important for the body who leaves, or the soul who leaves. Is that right? Soul is not bothered about the Pindadan. Is it that?
That is what I am saying. That these are these two schools of thoughts. In Bhagavad Gita, we learn that I am not body. Again and again, Paramatma is teaching us that you are not body. Don't fall in love with your body.
Yeah.
Body was not there when your soul was there. Body was not there. Body just came to you when you got birth.
Yeah.
Luckily, you have one body, fine. But the body is there with you now. After a few years, body will cease to exist. But your Jivatma, which was there before you got the body, it is there with you now with the body. And it will continue to remain even after the body ceases to exist, is what you are.
Yeah.
So if we understand ourselves as our Jivatma, then should we do all these rituals for our body? That is the question. Now, we have some family traditions. So the better mix of both Jivatma and physical body, both will be to follow the future family traditions for a period of 3 years. And then donate some funds to an anath ashram or some old age home. I did it in case of my father. I donated funds to an old age ashram, and on the interest of that amount, they give food to those old people on my father's annual day. And on that day, they send me a letter that on today, the lunch will be served in your name. So will you come with your wife and serve the food to all the old people here? So then we go there and then we feed the old people on that particular day, which is my father's annual day. So this is one way. Now, this is one way to remember our forefathers. So follow the minimum rituals for a period of say 2-3 years, and then follow this pattern. So you are doing good to the society, and you are remembering your father also.
Yeah. Instead of doing all those rituals, I give to anath ashram or vridhashram. Is that okay?
Yeah. Many people do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Just little more clearance that this is for our good, our respect for the Purvajas, or the Purvajas also concerned with it. They also bother for this.
See, the Purvajas, as we discussed, the Jivatma, when it leaves the body, it does not get the new body immediately. It depends on the karmas that body had done when he was occupying that body.
Okay.
Some Jivatmas get the body quickly in 2-3 days. Some Jivatma have to move around and look for the appropriate body suiting to their karmas for years.
Oh, okay.
So it is not that they will born the next day somewhere. And we don't know whether the body will be occupied as a human being or some other species. We don't know when that.
So
It depends
those
on the karma.
so those wandering Jivatmas need Pindadan.
That is what they say, that our pitars who are still not have got the body, they need to be given by us. That is the belief. And is that why do? And 3 years is considered to be a period long enough for a Jivatma to occupy the new body. So that's why our rituals say that at least 3 years you should do the Shraddha.
Okay. After that, we can donate.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bhaiya.
Thank you. Any more questions?
Yashji, can you unmute yourself, please?
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी।
जय श्री कृष्ण भैया।
हाँ, मेरा कोई फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वुड थैंक यू टू फॉर द वेरी वेल एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑफ चैप्टर फर्स्ट फ्रॉम द बॉटम ऑफ माय हार्ट। और प्लीज अलाउ मी टू स्पीक इन हिंदी।
और बोलिए।
हाँ सर, पहले तो मैं बहुत तहे दिल से आपका धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूँ। मेरा कोई पर्टिकुलर इसमें फर्स्ट चैप्टर से रिलेटेड नहीं है। वैसे मुझे कुछ जिज्ञासा थी कि अगर जैसे हम फर्स्ट चैप्टर का आपके द्वारा हमने विवेचन सुना, पहले भी 1-2 बार और सुना है, तो मैं अगर आपके और चैप्टर्स पर भी जो विवेचन है उसके लिए मुझे वो बताइए कि मैं किस पर सुन सकता हूँ, ताकि जब भी मुझे समय निकाल के मैं और भी विवेचन आपके द्वारा सुनना चाहता हूँ। मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है आपका विवेचन। नंबर 1 तो ये है। नंबर 2 ये है कि अब कौन सा सर चैप्टर शुरू होगा? मैं L3 का फर्स्ट चैप्टर, ये लास्ट चैप्टर है। L4 में कौन सा शुरू होगा? और मुझे अपना टाइम चेंज कराना है। मेरे जो जिस टाइम पे मेरे L3 की क्लास होती है वो टाइम मुझे सूट नहीं कर रहा। मैं ज्यादातर पब्लिक प्लेस पे होता हूँ। उस टाइम मैं अपने ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन को बैडमिंटन के लिए ले जा रहा होता हूँ, उस समय गाड़ी में होता हूँ।
आप learngita.com पे लॉग इन करिए या हेल्पलाइन को फोन करिए और टाइम आराम से चेंज हो सकता है। आपका PRN नंबर बताइए और उनको कौन सा टाइम चाहिए वो बताइए, तो टाइम तो 1 मिनट में चेंज हो जाएगा, उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
learngita.com में
विवेचन सुनना है, गीता परिवार में विवेचन करने वाले काफी लोग हैं। इंग्लिश विवेचन फॉर L3।
पार्ट विवेचन के लिए फिर से बताइए सर।
हाँ जी, learngita.com। हाँ, विवेचन जो है ना वो learngita.com/विवेचन, ये एक लिंक ओपन करिए।
अच्छा।
और उसमें जो आपको यदि मेरे सुनना है विवेचन, तो आप 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ये जो अध्याय है इसके ऊपर
1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7। अच्छा, ठीक है। नहीं, हिंदी में तो हम लोग अक्सर सुनते रहते हैं। इंग्लिश में भी सुनना अच्छा लगता है, बिल्कुल क्लैरिटी हो जाती है उससे भी। और बहुत अच्छे से आपने समझाया है। और ये क्वेश्चन आंसर भी जो अभी मैडम ने पूछा और जो उन्होंने पहले तिलक के ऊपर पूछ रहे थे, वो भी बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन उन्होंने रेज किया। मेरे दिमाग में भी तमाम उससे रिलेटेड आ रहे थे, लेकिन आपने उसका बहुत अच्छे से उनकी जिज्ञासा को, उनकी क्या सभी की जिज्ञासा को बता दिया। और तिलक के बारे में मैं एक बात ये कहना चाहता था कि हमारा यहाँ पे कुछ आज्ञा चक्र को भी हम जागृत करते हैं। जैसे सेंट्रल प्लेस जो है ना,
गुरुवार मध्य जो है ना वो चक्र होता है।
हाँ, मोक्ष की तो बात बहुत आगे की है, लेकिन हम कम से कम आज्ञा चक्र जागृत होने से भी बहुत फर्क पड़ता है।
सही बात।
तो यहाँ पे हम तिलक लगाते हैं, उसको प्रेस करते हैं।
यस।
इसके पीछे, इसी के पीछे जस्ट वो पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड भी होती है। अगर बायोलॉजिकली देखें तो पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड भी इसके पीछे होती है, विच इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द ब्रेन। तो आपके 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ये चैप्टर हैं। अच्छे से
जी।
ठीक है।
जय श्री कृष्ण भैया।
जय श्री कृष्ण
भैया। मेरा ऐसा प्रश्न है कि मैंने कई जगह ऐसा सुना था कि एक बार अगर आपको मनुष्य का जन्म मिला तो अगला जन्म भी मनुष्य का ही होगा, ऐसा है क्या?
ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है।
अच्छा,
ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है।
ठीक है।
इसका जीवन तो 84 लाख यूनिट क्रॉस होने के बाद मिलता है। यदि आपने हमने इस जन्म में मनुष्य जीवन जो हमको मिला है वो परमात्मा की प्राप्ति के लिए मिला है। लेकिन यदि हम लोग हमारी इंद्रिय सुख और संग्रह वृत्ति में ही जुड़े रहे और परमात्मा को भूल गए, तो परमात्मा हमको नेक्स्ट जन्म जो है मनुष्य का क्यों देंगे? अरे तुमको एक बार दिया, तुमने कुछ किया नहीं, अगली बार की क्यों दूसरे को देता हूँ ना मैं।
नहीं, किसी ने एकदम ऐसा बोला था कि अगला जन्म भी मनुष्य का ही होगा, इसलिए मुझे जरा शंका
एटलीस्ट
थी।
अपने जो, हाँ, जो गीता में जो लिखा है ना, ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्ता मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः जगन्य वृत्तिस्ता अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः। यदि आपकी सात्विक गति है तो आप परमात्मा को प्राप्त हो सकते हैं, स्वर्ग की प्राप्ति हो सकती है। मध्य तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः, यदि आप मनुष्य के राजसी कर्म करते रहे तो हो सकता है मनुष्य जन्म मिले आपको फिर से, लेकिन यदि उसके हीन कर्म करते रहे तो अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः। गीता में सब उत्तर है। Any more questions, please?
शोभा जी,
हाँ, नमस्कार। I really enjoyed your Vivechan. My question is that there seems to be some contradictions in Gita. In the other chapters, in chapter 15, 16 and all, there they talk about how we should lead our lives and we should follow whatever our ancestors have been doing in terms of prayer and fasting and all those things. And if we don't do those things as per the rituals laid down, then it doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't, it is not fruitful. And here you have said that we can do our karmas the way we want, but in a positive way. So I just wanted a clarification of this disparity.
Okay, clarification is like this. Whatever shlokas are there in first adhyaya are from Arjuna. These are not the principles of Bhagavad Gita. All this Shri becomes Pradushit and all that, and the Varna Samhita gets born, and the family goes to hell. These are all the thoughts of Arjuna, which he says, I have heard it from my forefathers, my ancestors, Anushushtomo. These are Bhagwan Krishna's thoughts. And what is the thing about 15th or 16th adhyaya? 15th adhyaya is Purushottama Yoga. When Paramatma is telling about introducing himself only. Where does he live? Tadhama paramam mama. And then mama ivansho jivaloke. Every jivatma is my fragment. So there he is introducing himself, what he is and where does he live. And if you attain him, then you don't have to come back to the cycle of birth and death. That is what Paramatma teaches in 15th adhyaya. In 16th adhyaya, the first 3 shlokas are Asuri Sampatti. Rather Devi Sampatti, and remaining adhyaya is devoted to Asuri Sampatti. Sampatti is our guna. Sampatti is nothing, not the property. Sampatti is our guna. Our Sampatti is our gun, not the physical property of house or car we maintain. Our property is our gunas. So Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhir Dhyana Yoga Vyavasthiti Dhanandamasya Yadhyascha Swadhyayastha Paharjavam. Ahimsa Satyam Krodhas Tyaga Shantir Vaishanam Dhya Bhutesha Lolaptam Mardam Dhira Chapalam. Tejakshmadhati Shaucham Madroho Nati Manita Bhavanti Sampadam Devim Avijatasya Bharata. So these 3 shlokas, they describe 26 gunas, that means Sampatti of Daivi people. And remaining of that teaches about the Asuri gunas. Now these 3 shlokas, what we discussed just now, nowhere Paramatma is teaching about Purvaj or their karma and all that. So my request to you is, please read each shloka of whatever you have doubt, and you will understand yourself that there is no contradiction in Gita.
Okay. So what I understood was that if you that God says that if you don't, in order to attain me, you have to follow certain rituals. If you don't follow those rituals, you may not attain me.
But Paramatma has given a basic 3 ways. One is Jnana Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, that is second adhyaya. Second is Karma Yoga, where Paramatma teaches the principles of Karma Yoga. Bhagwan Krishna was himself a family man, Arjuna was also a family man. So they were not fit, honestly. Arjuna was not fit for Dhyana Yoga, that means Sannyas Yoga, or even for Bhakti Yoga. Because Bhakti is done when you are not doing something, you are not doing your Kartavya. If you are on the battlefield, and if Arjuna says, do Bhakti Yoga, then you are running away from your karma. So the best principle for family people like us is Nishkam Karma Yoga. And that is what Bhagavad Gita teaches us.
Okay. Thank
Yeah?
you so much. Thank you
Yeah.
so
Thank you. Okay, Payal ji.
Jai Shri Krishna, Bhaiya.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yeah, your Vivechan was really great. I couldn't attend the full because I had another class. So,
Oh.
could you please explain the Tilak part? And one more thing I add to it that because in our tradition, now I have lost my husband, so cannot put the bindi here on my forehead. So what I should do to just activate my Agya Chakra or like as you have explained about the tilak?
चंदन होता है ना, चंदन, चंदन को घिस के चंदन का टीका लगा सकते हैं ना आप. यदि आप if you don't want to put kumku, then chandan is allowed. Chandan can be put.
All right. And could you please explain what you said about the tilak, like why we have to put the tilak here?
See, we have a chakra here, Ashta Chakra, and what I was saying was in 8th Adhyay, when you learn 8th Adhyay, Bhagavad Gita in L4, when you go to L4, the Paramatma says, see, all Adhyayas of Bhagavad Gita, 17 Adhyay Bhagavad Gita, they teach us how to live the life. 8th Adhyay is the only Adhyay which teaches us how to live the life, L-E-A-V-E, live. Rest 17 Adhyay teaches us how to live the life. When we are born as human beings, how we should live our life. 8th Adhyay teaches us how to leave this world.
Leave this world.
And that it makes us ready that in the last phase of our life, how should our behavior be? The last moment of our life, when breathing our last, how our mind should be, what we should be doing. And in that Adhyay, Paramatma says, Gurur Madhye Pranam Avesha Samyak Satam Purusham Pumupiti Divyam. Idaksharam Vedo Vido Vadanti. एक अक्षर कौन सा? ओम. तो ओम का मानसिक उच्चार करिए, प्राण यहाँ पे लाइए प्राणायाम करके और प्राण यहाँ से छोड़िए. Then you attain the Paramgati. So that's why this place is important, because you bring your pran to your Ashta Chakra. Here is chakra, main chakra of our body. This place is a pious place, very pavitra jaga of our body. So you keep worshipping that place.
Okay.
And then at the end of life, when we are breathing our last, try to do mental pranayam, not physical, mental pranayam. Try to concentrate and focus this place. And then try to leave the prana from here. That is what the yogis do.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Any other thing?
Yash ji wants to speak again.
Okay. Yes ji.
सर कौन सा चैप्टर बता रहे हैं जिसमें ये आप मैं नहीं समझ पाया?
अक्षर ब्रह्म योग. अक्षर ब्रह्म योग.
आठवां चैप्टर.
It is the dearest chapter to my heart.
ठीक है. I could not listen it. सर मेरी एक जिज्ञासा और थी कि मेरा L3 पूरा हो गया है और मैंने अभी तक कुछ भी परीक्षा पास नहीं करी है. तो वैसे तो अगर परीक्षा पास किए चल जाएगा, लेकिन मैं चाहता हूँ पास करूँ और मैं कंठस्थ नहीं कर पाता. कंठस्थ नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ मैं.
ये अभ्यास है तो वैराग्य अभ्यास और वैराग्य दो ही चीजें हैं. परमात्मा को अर्जुन ने सवाल पूछा ना 6ठे अध्याय में. मन बहुत चंचल इधर उधर भागता रहता है, कॉन्सेंट्रेट नहीं होता है, पढ़ना नहीं जमता है, सीखना नहीं जमता है.
पहले तो मेरी मेमोरी बहुत अच्छी थी जब मैं जॉब में था. अब मेरी मेमोरी डाउन हो गई है.
तो गीता परिवार में 80-85 साल के लोग भी गीता प्रति बनते हैं.
तो कंठस्थ नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ.
अभ्यास इज डूइंग द सेम थिंग अगेन एंड अगेन, प्रैक्टिसिंग इट अगेन एंड अगेन. Is try to detach your mind from the material world. If you focus only on this activity, I have to learn by heart. 15th Adhyay and 16th Adhyay. See, the first exam is only these 3 Adhyay. 12th Adhyay is 20 shlokas, 15th Adhyay is 20 shlokas, and 16th Adhyay is only 24 shlokas. So all put together 64 shlokas.
Yes.
64 shlokas, 2 months should be enough for you to learn by heart. Read these 3 Adhyayas every day, morning, evening. Keep reading. After a month, start reading it 2 times. And then automatically, all the pronunciation will start getting automatically clear to you. And then you will start remembering. See, reading again and again is the only way. You can do one simple thing which I followed when I did 18th Adhyay, all 18 Adhyayas. Try to bring entire Adhyay on one single page. I prepared one Excel in which in one column I put 10 shlokas, second 10, third 10, fourth 10, like that. So entire Adhyay is in front of your eyes in one glance. And that helps you. When you can see all the shlokas on one glance on one page, it keeps your mind alert all the time. After this shloka, which shloka is coming? After this, okay, you can remember in this column, this place, this shloka was there. That is the way the place of that shloka on that page, it keeps you reminding, yeah, this is the shloka. This is one way which probably you can follow. But as I said, reading the same adhyay again and again is the only way.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Payalji.
Thank you so much for taking me in again. Bhaiya, I have another question for karma.
Yeah.
Because as like in Geeta, we learn that karma plays a very big role.
Yes.
So does God sets the way and the path of karma for us, or we have to make our karma strong and to get the benefits?
See, Bhagavad Gita, if you see Karma Yoga, third adhyay, which we'll learn after this first adhyay of L3, is teaching us exactly the same way. It's the same thing. That whatever karmas you do for your own selfish intent, for your own self-progress, that means for your own material progress, they put you in bondage. They create bandhan on you. But something which you do for others selflessly or without claiming the ownership of doership of that karma, without expecting any return or reward of that karma, which is called a nishkam karma, then that karma will take you to the moksha, to the liberation, to the salvation. So the karma is the only route.
क्या चाहिए? क्या पहले ही हाँ ना बोल दूं बगैर समझोगे?
जी. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next, any other question, please?
Which adhyay is appropriate to chant?
For?
No, during Pitru Karma, we celebrate Pitru Yajna, no? Once in a year, we do Pitru Yajna for our elders.
See, there are three ways. One is 18th adhyay is the summary of entire Geeta. So if you can read 18th adhyay, good. If you feel this too long, then at least 8th adhyay, which I said, is showing the way to our Jivatma, how to reach Paramatma, or how to reach the heavens, or how to reach Paramatma, rather not even heaven, because even if you reach Brahma Loka, you have to come down here. When your deposit of Punya Karma, Sattvic Karma finishes, you would again come down for taking the birth. But if you attain Paramatma, then you don't have to come back. A Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartina Arjuna Mamu Vidya Punarjanma Na Vidyate. This is the second. If you attain Brahma Loka also because of your Sattvic Karma, Punaravartina, you have to come back. After your deposit, suppose you're in bank, you have got a few lakhs of rupees. Every month you are taking 50,000 rupees.
Shine Punya Marchilokam Vishanti.
Exactly. When your punya is finished, then you have to again come back and create new punya. And then perhaps, okay, go collect some more money and then come to our bank again, isn't it? So exactly the same principle applies.
So, no, during Pitru Yajna, which adhyay you suggest me to chant, sir?
I would say 8th, 15th, and 18th. Choice is yours.
Oh, thank you. It is of great use.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jai Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.
Bhaiya, I have to ask one question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, Bhaiya, it's very nice to listen to your Vivek, we are really blessed. Bhaiya, I have to ask you, can we do, if for some reasons our children cannot do Shraddh for us due to some constraints, can we do it during our lifetime?
That's what we discussed about one lady, that there is a facility available. If we live in self-Shraddha when we are alive, there is a place in Haridwar.
Yes.
Yeah. Haridwar, there you can go and can perform your own self-Shraddha. If that gives you the mental peace, it's ultimately mental peace. We can do our own Shraddha when we are alive. Haridwar gives you that facility.
One of our Purohitas once I asked him, he's over this he comes to us for this Shraddh Vagara extra for birthday puja extra. I asked him whether we can do it because of the constraint of our children. They are busy in their jobs and outside. And he said, no, you cannot do it during your lifetime while you are alive. If you do it, then you are not allowed to go to anybody's house, or neither anybody can come. You have to sit in the matlab in you have to confine yourself in a room. You can nobody can touch you. You cannot touch because you are a atma at that time. I was a bit scared. Is it true?
See, I will tell you. 20 years back, when I was not knowing Geeta, I had gone with a group of tourists to Haridwar. And I have performed my own Shraddha at Haridwar along with 40 couples who were in that group. So that was the thinking that time when I was not knowing Geeta. If today somebody asks me to go and perform my Shraddha at Haridwar, I will refuse to do it. Because now I know Geeta.
Then
So
we are, I could not understand it.
that means if you feel that it gives you the mental peace, you can perform your Shraddha at Haridwar, and there is no rule that after that you cannot go anywhere. After Shraddha, you take the bath. As we perform Shraddha for our own ancestors, is it that to stop going to other people? No. After 10th day Shraddha, we can go to when even after death, 10th day, up to 10th day, okay, they say don't go. But after 10th day, you take shower and go to any place where you want to go.
Yes,
so that Sutak Kal is only for 10 days after the death. After Shraddha, it is not there. So if you perform your own Shraddha, at the most, if you don't want to go anybody's place, avoid going for 10 days if you want to follow that ritual. But that does not restrict you from going to anybody's place for the whole of your life. That's not correct.
Bhaiya, you tell me one thing. In our rituals, we do 10th day, 11th day, and 12th day. Then all the 3 days I have to perform there.
Yeah, some people do 10th day and 11th, 12th day combine.
Okay.
And 13th day also they do some rituals, and then they do some Udak Shanti. Udak Shanti is the place where the body has left the Jivatma. That place is to be purified. That is called Udak Shanti. The place where the person was dead, that place is to be purified. That is called Udak Shanti. That also is done after 13th day, maybe 14th, 15th, or even after 20 days. So you purify the place also. That is the belief. And that was there because in the old days when people used to die because of some infectious disease, like plague.
You tell it can be done at Haridwar only.
The self-Shraddha facilities available in Haridwar.
Do they tell us there where this to be done in Haridwar?
Yeah. You go there to Haridwar and you check with the pandits there. They will guide you further on this. I have forgotten the place where I had gone 20 years back, but it is there in Haridwar even now.
Okay, thank you.
And all the tourists who go to Haridwar, they are asked, do you want to perform your Shraddha? And 90% say yes, we want to perform. And then they are taken there. So they perform their own Shraddha. That is the place. That is the thing.
And it is certain that I can go anywhere after this sutta.
Yeah, of course. There is no restriction, absolutely.
I was sure, and he told me that you have to confine yourself in a room. You cannot do anything. You cannot touch any person.
No.
I was scared. I said, no, I don't know when I have to die, but till then I have to see my children, or I have to go and I have to do all the household chores.
No. Think logically, it's not correct. It's not correct.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
Okay, thank you.
Kamalji.
Okay.
Nirmala Devi ji.
Hello.
Yeah.
I am Kamalji. I have one question.
Yeah.
Ji. As everybody speaks, I am also in the same opinion. I am very much delighted to listen your Vivechan. Thank you very, very much. But I have one, as you said, that Arjuna has afraid of this Varna Sankara, as we learned, and he is also scared about his after death. He may be in Naraka, etc., etc. But as you say clearly, that if the couple is of like-minded and of similar understanding, they can marry. There is no bar in it. In this, if it is like that, and they are next generation, if Varna Sankara, as you told, then why they cannot allow to go for Shraddha of their parents?
No, if the parents are taking care of the rituals, I mean, they are giving the proper grooming to their son or daughter, whosoever is getting married, then they can further follow the same traditions what their parents have taught them. Whether it is boy or girl.
So whatever Arjuna is saying, Varna Sankara,
and that this is the language of Arjuna. Okay.
not
I repeatedly say that this is not Bhagavan Krishna's thoughts.
Yes.
Okay. This is the language of Arjuna. Paramatma has decided based on the guna karma.
Right.
If the gunas of a Kshatriya boy matches with the gunas of a Brahmini girl, they are compatible to each other.
I am very much delighted to understand from you that the karma and guna, these two things are deciding in
which
category they are. I am very,
4th Adhyaya and 18th Adhyaya. You read 4th Adhyaya and 18th Adhyaya, they will make you amply clear that it is guna and karma and not just janma. Janma is irrelevant.
Right. I am very much satisfied with this. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Nirmala Devi ji.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste, namaste.
Sir, I want to ask you one question. That if one person born in a one varna and he is doing other thing, like he is a doctor, he born in a Shudra varna, and what is his Swadharma and what is his, if it is Paradharma, what has to be done, sir?
Okay, see, the Paramatma says, Padharme nidham Shriha Paradharmo bhayavaha. Okay, so if you are doing your Swadharma and if there is some imperfection in that, even then you should stick to your Swadharma rather than somebody else's Dharma which you can do perfectly. Even then you should not do that. Swadharma is more important than Paradharma. That is what the teaching of Geeta is.
Yes, sir.
Again, coming back to some example, if some boy joins army and then he decides, oh, I can do the cleaning job better than the army, I should go back to my village and do the cleaning job. And if all people from army start thinking that I will be good as a grocery shop owner, or I will be doing good in cleaning service, or I will do doing some business, then they are doing their Swadharma. If all people are stop doing their Swadharma and they start following somebody else's Dharma, the society will be in chaos. The nation will collapse. So that's why what is the prescribed duty? That prescribed duty has to be done faithfully. Even if imperfectly, Paramatma says, okay, imperfectly is allowed, no problem. Nobody is perfect in this world.
Yes. If a person is born in Sudra Varna and is a doctor, what is his this thing, Swadharma, and what is his Paradharma? Is it Paradharma or Swadharma?
His Swadharma is to treat the people without making it as a business. He should treat the people as a doctor because his profession is a doctor.
So he is born in Sudra Varna.
It doesn't matter. Shudra is also giving service, na? Shudra is also offering service to the society. Shudra is not a low caste. Shudra is without Shudras, without service in the society, the whole society will collapse.
Okay.
Every Varna is important.
Whatever Dharma is doing, you should do it properly and with good faith. That is the Karma Swadharma.
Exactly. That is Swadharma. Whatever you are meant to do.
If they say if it is not perfect also, it should be done.
It is allowed.
Be done. So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
he is not the Swadharma and doing the doctor's job, and how can it be proper way?
No,
Sir, that is the
doctor, and if there is some, if he is not a very perfect doctor, even that he can learn and try to perfect himself rather than trying to try his hand somewhere else. Otherwise, everybody will start doing somebody else's job, and that will not be proper for the society. So this division of work has been done based on your guna and your karma, and that you should faithfully follow.
okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Deva Sharma ji.
जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय श्री कृष्ण।
दादा आपका एक्सप्लेनेशन बहुत अच्छा लगा। So my just question is, I born one Brahman caste, but I am an engineer. I did my engineering work. Now I am retired. After retirement, I am again studying this Geeta and doing my spiritual work. So during that engineering job, I was Shudra as per this definition, because I did my service to the people.
Yes.
So before that, maybe I may be Brahman or something else. So during this period of engineering, I was a Shudra. After retirement, I am not doing any engineering job. So I am studying Geeta ji. This as a trainer, I am just teaching the Geeta to all sadhakas like that, And I used to worship the God in the morning as a Panchanga Devata like that. So whether I am now as a Brahman or as a Shudra,
I tell you one thing. Anybody and everybody learning Bhagavad Gita or learning Vishnu Sahasranam is a Brahmin. Because this the Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Shudrananja I mean, if you read 18th Adhyaya, Brahmana's karmas are explained in 18th Adhyaya by Paramatma. These are the things which Brahman is supposed to do. As I explained to you, Brahman is what? Brahman is what? One who is pursuing the Brahma, Parabrahma, is a Brahmin. Now, through Gita, we are attending Parabrahma. So, we are all Brahmins.
Yes.
Isn't it? Vishnu Sahasranam, the 1000 names of Bhagwan Vishnu in Vishnu Sahasranam, they are also a route to learning about Lord Vishnu and attaining him.
Yes.
So those who learn Bhagavad Gita, those who learn Vishnu Sahasranam, they are all Brahmin then. Irrespective of the family in which they are born. Because these are the karmas which are expected from a Brahmin.
Yeah. So just learning is sufficient, or you have to practice in your life, as per the Gita's teachings,
That says, Gita padhe, padhaye or jivan mein laye. Unless you padhe, how can you bring it to jivan mein laye? You have to first padhe. As you say, you are also to say L1 or L2 or L3 now. So that is padhaye also. Now the first step is jivan mein laye. And it starts getting inculcated in your day-to-day life. The more you read and the more you do contemplation, manan chintan about Gita, when you start teaching and talking about Gita day in and day out for months, for years, it automatically starts percolating in your day-to-day activity without your knowing it. Without your knowing it. And you will find the change then.
Thank you, Dada.
Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Question answer has extended a lot, I think.
Yes, no, it's okay. Thank you, Vikas Bhaiya, for your eloquent explanation of the scriptural text. Your perspective is very enlightening. On behalf of Geeta Parivar, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Shri Vikas Ji Vaidya for an enriching session.
I'm also Geeta Parivar only.
Yes, it has been a marvelous experience listening to you impart your deep knowledge of scripture and its application in our lives. An announcement. On the 31st L1 batch is starting from 1st of March. Now, on behalf of Geeta Parivar, our sincere thanks goes out to the technical team for their boundless service in making the session a great success. Let us again offer our prayers in the lotus feet of the Lord. We call upon Dr. Jignasa Joshi ji. Dr. Jignasa Joshi, MA, Med, PhD, a retired head of Department College of Education, is from Gandhinagar, Gujarat, and is interested in spiritual knowledge, yoga, storytelling, and has also written over 22 books. Having joined Geeta Parivar in 2023, she now serves as group coordinator for L1 and L2. Welcome, Dr. Jignasa.
योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु। जय श्री कृष्ण।
Shri Krishna. Thank you, Jignasa Didi. Thank you for your beautiful prayer. We would like to thank each and every one of you Geeta Sadhaks for attending this evening's session. We look forward to meeting you once again next week for another exciting session. Please stay behind for the Hanuman Chalisa recitation. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरनौ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब वीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरई हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
जय श्री कृष्ण।